Buddy, it's currently 9:02 a.m. It is Monday, November 18th. We're back, baby. We got a brand new week ahead. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, and I hope you guys are all set, fired up to bring another great week of trading. Hopefully, again, we see some nice big profits. Hopefully, we see some nice big spikes, and we take advantage of it. So a lot of awesome things coming on up. We got a lot to go over with our morning on our pre-market gap up list right here. I want to see what's going to be coming on up, and let's just dive right on into this day. So again, welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone had a great weekend, whatever you guys did, and you guys are excited to get ready to go. Yeah, that's how I have to come in, guys. I got to come in hot every single morning. Okay, so good morning. Happy Monday, and welcome back to Deckmart Trades. I'm so excited to see what this week has in store as the stock market has been on fire lately. New record highs, 100% movers, and China trade talks. This is a great time to be trading, so let's take advantage of it. Right, guys? I mean, we have been seeing a lot, right? We've been seeing a lot of spikes. We've been seeing the SPY consistently move on up. China trade talks have been going on. So we're actually going to be talking about that a little bit more in the near future. Make sure again you guys go check out our Deckmart Trades trade idea scanners. If you guys again do not have any sort of trade idea scanners, make sure you guys go check that out right there. Get yourself some. They are the best scanners, I believe. So let's go over what I was talking about before with the markets. Well, what's going on with the markets? Because really quickly, if we check out SPY right now, SPY, how we're doing as an economy. Look how big we are. This is just consistently moving on up. When will it stop? I don't think anyone will ever know because we are just going higher and higher and higher. Over the past 3 weeks now, SPY has just kept going. And the crazy thing is about this, guys, is it's not really up for any credible reason. Like the SPY right now. The SPY, the reason we've been running in the past week and a half is from optimism on trade talks, which is cool because yeah, the markets are again, continuously moving on up, but at the same time, we're up on optimism, right? We're up on the fact that we're hoping, we're being positive about it. It's like, we're not being negative that we're not going to make any sort of trade deal. We're saying, hey, we can make a trade deal. We will make a trade deal, right? And that's why the markets are moving up so high right here. But just imagine if we don't make a trade deal. Just imagine if China says, "Yeah, we don't want to do this anymore." Just imagine if we can't get to any sort of resolution. I mean, it's been going on for like 14 months. This trade deal. Why is all of a sudden all this optimism is running through right now, right? So U.S. stock futures were pointing higher Monday morning as market players remain focused on U.S.-China trade talks. The Chinese vice premier spoke with the U.S. Treasury Secretary and trade representatives over the phone on Saturday. According to the Chinese Ministry of Commerce, both sides had constructive talks regarding each of the trade concerns. So, you know, right now, all we have is constructive talks. Right now, we just have optimism. Right now, we have hope, right? But, I don't think that's really a great reason for the markets, to keep on going up, 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 because that could just lead to kind of what you guys are saying, right? It lead to what you guys are saying, which is what, the possible big time pullback, right? So, definitely be careful about that. Also, um, something I want you guys to understand X lately, because I mean, as you can see, guys, TVIX fell all the way down to 688. It's not TVIX's fault. I know a lot of you guys love to look at TVIX, but I know it's not TVIX's fault that it keeps falling on down, and that's just because the SPY keeps going on up. But even when the SPY does fall, TVIX doesn't really climb that high, right? TVIX again, has if the markets drop, TVIX goes up like 10 cents, it seems like. But whenever the markets, end up ripping, TVIX like falls like $1. So I mean, there just seems like there's a lot more negativity than a lot more risk than reward. It seems like. So if anything, I would probably be looking more towards maybe put contracts on the SPYs. I think you could make more money there, right? So you definitely, I think again there could be more money just doing contracts or options on the SPY rather than looking at TVIX. The Dow on Friday soared above 28,000 points for the first time, ending the week at 28,004 with a gain of 1.2% for the week. The S&P 500 ended the week up 0.9% at 3,120. However, Treasury yields backed off recent highs. The 10-year Treasury, after hitting a high yield of 1.97% the week earlier, was at 1.83% Friday, right? So, we are still seeing, a lot of craziness. 28,000 points for the first time ever, right? Definitely pretty wild. Definitely pretty crazy. Now, let's go over our Deckmar Trades morning watch list right here, guys. Not really too many chart setups. Not really too many chart setups we need to be looking at. There's been a lot of news today. Now, with that being said, we have good news, but it is going to be one of those mornings that I kind of want to see where the volume's going to go to, right? I have not pulled the trigger yet today because I want to see where the volume's going to go to. I want to see, where the hype's going to go to. I want to see where the momentum's going to go to. And I didn't want to take that risk in pre-market of just kind of buying and hoping again the volume moves into it, because the volume will definitely go somewhere. But we just want to see, what's the best option for us? What's the best, play that could get that hype, that could get the momentum. So let's do it together, as a chat, and let's see where everyone is focused on. Okay. So first things first, guys, is what? PLX. PLX, this is the number one top gainer in the market. It's currently up 72% at this time. It has 145 million in float. So PLX is the number one top gainer in the market. So everyone's going to definitely look at PLX to start with. But again, the float is really large at 145 million. I know sometimes you say, Deck, well, isn't again, if the stock's only 30 cents, it could have a bigger float? Yes, but anything over 100 million is still rather large. It did come out with a press release this morning talking about successful meeting with the FDA. And again, success or successful is always a good 3-star word to be looking at. So are we credible on why we're up? Yes, we have the word successful. Successful is a good 3-star word with keywords to look for in hot press releases, which made the stock go on a very nice run. Now, with that being said, guys, could this be a play that could turn into a top gainer? Would this one we want to be looking at? Well, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan on PLX. And why am I not the biggest fan on PLX? That's just because, again, it is a little bit larger in float. The stock is up, yes, but we're also, again, not only big float, but look at 200-day moving average is going to be getting hit in the next 2 cents. The 200-day moving average right here, guys, is currently chilling right at that 36-cent mark. It's currently at 34 cents right now. So even when this day opens on up, not only is it not going to be fast because the float's so big, it's also going to hit this 200-day moving average at 36 cents. So I'm really not that big of a fan of it, right? So again, it is the number one top gainer, but I'm not really, 100% in love. Now, if it starts spiking and ripping and it just, proves everything wrong that I'm saying right here, well, hey, you know what? Let's check it out. Let's see if it go on a nice big spike or rip, and then we'll go from there. But, that's kind of my thoughts going into it at the start of the day. What about NBY? NBY, guys, is starting to creep its way on up. This stock is 12 million in float, not 20 million. It's 12 million in float. It's currently at 46% right now, and NBY is starting to creep. It is starting to make its move on up a little bit. Now, why? What's going on with NBY right here? Well, NBY is currently at 75 cents, 12 million in float, and it does launch Novasite Daily Vitamin on for health on Amazon.com. So it launches this new vitamin on Amazon.com right here over on NBY. Now, NBY, what I do like about this play is it is a previous spiker. The stock has gone from 30 cents all the way up to $4 before. So it definitely shows us that it can spike. It's definitely shown us that this can move. It's definitely shown us that this can go on a nice big rip. So NBY has gone from 30 cents all the way up to $4 before. It does have a press release towards it. Not the biggest press release in the world, but it does have a press release towards it being the number 2 top gainer and 12 million in float. It is currently testing right around some highs, around 75, 76 cents. Break of that, it has room to run up to $1. $1 is the 200-day moving average. Okay? ACTG is just 2 random orders, just gapping this play up. You don't really need to focus on that too much. MNI, this is a dead cat bounce play. Last Thursday, this came out with bad earnings, which dropped the stock from 265 all the way down to 60 cents. Potentially today, we could see the stock, go make a nice move back on up off a dead cat bounce play. It's no guarantees. Sometimes they do nothing. Sometimes these plays continuously, fall. But again, there is that possibility that goes from 60 to 65 to 80 to $1 back up to 120. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see it all the way back up towards around this 140 mark on MINI. right? Makes or MNI, excuse me. MNI is this stock possibly makes that dead cat bounce, a possibility right back on up towards $1 plus, right? So that's something I definitely want to be watching for to see if MNI starts picking up a little bit of volume. As we know, again, this one could possibly rip it. It's only 5 million in float as well, right? Definitely want to be looking at it. EROS, something we need to be looking at as well. EROS, bigger in float at 63 million, but at the same time, EROS does have one of the better press releases today. EROS, the press release that it came out with, is it's collaborating with YouTube Music. Now, we all know YouTube. YouTube is like $1 billion company. Now, EROS right here, collaborating with them, collaboration, as you guys can guess, that's a key word to look for in hot press releases. Collaborating basically, means working with, to partner with them. So we have collaboration right here, three-star word, bringing in some good hype and bringing in some momentum. If you're saying, Deck, why is EROS not spiking from that press release? Well, again, it's 63 million in float. It's going to be more of an uptrend type of play. So if you guys are interested, of course, in EROS, what do you guys have to be looking for? More along the lines of something like this, where you have more of an uptrend, slow and steady throughout the whole entire morning. This is what's most likely going to happen on EROS if it could get the mob, if it could get the hype, if it could get the attention. A nice slow and steady climb throughout the morning. Right now, EROS is having a pullback. Next time it gets a dip is when you can actually put your trend line. So next time you actually start getting that little bit of a bounce, that's where we would have connections between point A and point B. Right now it's still falling. So we don't really have that point B bottom yet, but EROS is having a pullback. This stock does have a good press release. It's not going to be anything super fast today, but it's not going to be the slowest play in the world. It's again because it's 63 million in float. CTIB is the lowest float stock today with 1 million in float. But this play does not have any news, does not have any reasoning, does not have anything that I am personally looking at, on this play. I like the chart setup on the fact that it's been giving a lot back because sometimes I'll see these plays go on monster moves. It really kind of comes down to maybe if CTIB could ever come out with some hype, maybe if CTIB could ever come out with some momentum, then again, it could start ripping and running. But it is just kind of tough to buy just because it's a low float stock and has no other reasoning behind it. Right? The best press release, hands down, the best press release I've seen so far today has been KRTX. And KRTX met primary endpoints in its phase 2. We have the italics bold, demonstrated statistically significant clinical meaningful improvement. Whew, look at all those like big keywords right there. So KRTX, if you guys want to see, KRTX is having a nice gap up from $17 all the way up towards $35. Look at all these big keywords. Okay, so we have met primary endpoints, right? Primary endpoints, 4-star word, definitely big, right? Phase two, definitely big, right? Then at the bottom right here, you could see we want the italic font inside the press release. And what do we have here? Demonstrated, demonstrated, 3-star word right here, demonstrates or demonstrating, right? What else do we have? Statistically significant, right? What does significant means? Basically meaningful, important. And then we also have in meaningful right here, improvement, right? It's like so many big keywords in italics bold after meeting primary and phase 2 endpoints. So, I mean, we have such a great press release. This is kind of like the standard. This would be like a textbook perfect press release. If this ever came out on a stock that's like a million in float on a stock that's $4, it would rip all the way up to like $30. This would be one of those plays that would definitely go supernova. Absolutely. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying KRTX can't go absolutely crazy. I mean, it definitely can. KRTX right here is just a little bit bigger already. With being the price of $32. So, being at the price of $32, we'll see how much more can run. It does look like it has a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern right here on the 5-minute chart, doesn't it? So it does look like it has a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern right here at the 5-minute chart. But that one I would still watch the possible $35 break to see if that starts getting any sort of momentum or any sort of, ripping and running. So again, those are kind of the top plays that we've been focused on. Well, again, guys, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone who's joining us right now. Again, make sure you guys try to always get here right before 9 a.m. or earlier, so you guys don't miss any of this awesome action. I hope everyone is having an awesome Money Monday. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys are getting ready for an awesome day ahead. It should be profitable. We should be making some good money, and I'm excited to see what's going to be coming on up. Right now, as I said, top plays that we want to look at. Let's kind of review if you guys are not here. PLX, do we need to look at that one? It's obviously worth putting on your watch list because it's the number one top gainer, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Huge float. Stock is going to hit resistance in 2 cents. Not really the biggest press release in the world, right? NBY. NBY, I think, is something that you guys do want to watch out for. Again, NBY had a decent press release where it's talking about launching this new daily vitamin on Amazon. NBY is 12 million in float, has gone on a big spike before, has room to run up to $1. I think that is something that you guys want to watch out for. MNI. This is only 5 million in float. This stock doesn't have any good news towards it, but MNI did drop from 260 all the way down towards around 40 cents, almost about a $2 drop. We could see a possible dead cat bounce play back up towards $1 plus today if this catches some fire. EROS did have a great press release towards it today, talking about a collaboration with YouTube. EROS, this is bigger in float, but I do like it because I think this could just be slow and steady. Your trend line is now able to be developed, as again, you can see where we started, and now we have point A, right? Or point B, if you want to call it, right? Where we can go ahead and put a trend line as we can connect the two dots. We have that, we have our open where we start, and then we have our, second connection, which is right there now. So as you guys can see, I can put this trend line, and we know this trend line is going to be holding as support. As long as this trend line holds as support, we will be all set, ready to rock and roll. So again, as long as that trend line holds as support, you guys will be all good, ready to go. Again, you can enter trend lines where at either A, at the trend line, or again, wait for the break of resistance. So you're either at the trend line with a very close stop loss underneath because crack of the trend line is where it dumps on off, or you can wait for the break of resistance and see if more volume is going to be coming in on it. CTIB, again, CTIB, this is the lowest float stock of the day. There is no reasoning on this gap up. But maybe if it catches some fire, this thing may be able to start running, start ripping a little bit more. As I talked about, we also want to keep our eyes peeled on, maybe a couple mid cap plays. The best mid cap play is KRTX, so we'll keep that on watch. Little side notes, SEEL did have a fast track break of $1. Watch it. This is a decent float stock, I believe, right around 12 million. Break of the 50-day moving average, we could see a nice spike. That'd be through the $1 mark, so that had a fast track towards it. Is there anything else I'm missing right here? Let me just see. Well, again, little side note, previous top gainers. If we don't see anything spiking, right? If we don't see anything running, anything ripping, again, what do we always want to do? Look at stocks that have ripped before in the past, right? So sometimes, we may wake up and we wait to see if anything pops off and nothing pops off. Then what does everyone do? If we see stocks that aren't popping off, nothing's ripping and running, then everyone goes back to previous top gainers, right? So what were our previous top gainers of Friday? Right. Well, here are some, some of the ones that can possibly get some hype again and possibly get some momentum. So let's look at the penny stock ones. Some KERN. This is a great looking daily chart. KERN. Right? Let me see what this float is on KERN. KERN right here. Float is 3 million. 3 million in float. What I really like about this chart, guys, is that we have a little bit of a pop today. I say re-break. Yeah, re-break that 50-day moving average of 612, guys. We could take off. So KERN, it's a newer IPO play, hasn't done anything, finally got a little bit of a pop, a break of that 50-day moving average of 616, I think we could take on off. That was a previous top gainer on Friday. Let's make sure we watch it, right? What else was a previous top gainer on Friday? CAAS. CAAS. What is this float? CAAS right here. This is, let me make sure I just typed in. You guys ever type in a stock on Yahoo Finance? You click enter and it just gives you a completely different stock than what you typed in, and then sometimes that messes you up. CAAS has 11 million in float, so a little bit larger, but again, that stock did go on a nice move. Went from 210 all the way towards around 290. And then we also had as well ASTC. ASTC with a little bit of movement. It was a top gainer on Thursday, and they had a little bit of movement on Friday. Let's see, KERN probably the best one though still. I just want to type out some previous top gainers. What do we got? NBY starting to get a little bit of volume right now. NBY starting to heat up. So again, I just want to type out previous. Again, your price target for NBY would be the 200-day moving average. That's right at $1. Right at 101. So $1 would be your price target on NBY. Previous top gainers to watch. Just want to type out right here. We have ASCT. All right, we're gonna have CAAS, and then we're gonna have KERN. All right, so here are just some previous top gainers. As we know, if none of the news starts bringing in hype, we'll start seeing momentum on some other plays. Right now, NBY is trying to get a little bit of hype towards the guys. Right now, NBY is trying to get a little bit of volume. Let's take a chat vote. Let's see. Let's take a chat vote, and also this always makes a nice little watch list for you guys. So let's go with what stock will do the best today. So what stock's going to do the best today? What are you guys thinking? Is it going to be PLX, the number one top gainer in the market? Again, this stock PLX, we're kind of just running through these. We're going to go PLX. This stock had announced a successful meeting with the FDA, a little bit bigger in float, but number one top gainer in the market, looking for that break of the 200-day moving average to bring in some volume and attention. Is it going to be NBY? Starting to get a little bit hotter right now. NBY came out with a new vitamin that they're going to be putting on Amazon, right? 12 million in float, starting to get some hype towards it. Is it going to be MNI, dead cat bounce play, looking for the break of 60 to 70 cents for this stock to start getting some volume towards it? 5 million in float. Could that start getting some hype? Is it going to be EROS? The stock on this trend line had the collaboration with YouTube today. Is that one going to be able to continue to move on up, get a little bit of a pop towards it? Is it going to be CTIB? Again, the 1 million in float stock doesn't have any sort of news towards it, but hey, sometimes these 1 million in float stocks just start bringing in some momentum, some hype, and really start taking on off from there, right? Is it going to be KERN? A top gainer from Friday. Great looking daily chart setup. We want to see if this stock's going to be able to continue to move on up. Again, another previous top gainer as well was ASTC. See if that stock's going to be able to continue to move on up at all. And then last but not least, I'm going to put that really good press release over on KRTX, which met its primary endpoints. Probably best press release I saw today, but is that one going to hold? Is that one just a little bit out of your price range? You don't want to focus on that one as that's a mid cap play. So what stock will do the best today, guys? Everyone look at the live stream. Go cast your vote right now, and let's see what everyone is going to be focused on. So again, we got about 5 minutes here. Let's get a nice chat vote in, and we'll see what everyone's looking at. Right now, I just want to put up our other scanners so we're all set for the day. Let's see what we have today. Let's see what you guys are going to be thinking about. Give it another minute or so. Give it another minute or so to cast your vote. Give it till 9:27, guys. You guys got about 10 more seconds here. 10 more seconds to cast your vote. Yeah, make sure again if you guys are using TD Ameritrade, you guys are changing your TIF from EXT today if you guys are trading in pre-market. All right, cast your vote if you guys have not in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Share the results. Stop the poll. Look at that. MBY, clear-cut winner with EROS in second place. So again, top stocks, what we want to do right here. Stocks to watch. Again, we do have NBY, EROS. What came in third? KRTX. And it's only 6%. KRTX, PLX. No one liked ASTC. Every single one of you guys were like, nope, not doing that one. We have, KERN. We got to keep on watch. MNI. Yeah, so I mean, these are kind of some of the stocks to watch. We'll see what's going to be coming on up out of them. Market opens up in about a minute and a half right here. So let's see. I'm gonna probably wait to see where the volume goes, and then when in doubt, I could just look for a dip buy if I miss out on a spike. But let's just see what we get. Let's just see what we get right here. KERN, KREN. We want to see the break of 612. That's where again we could see some hype. MBY, again, $1 is going to be very strong resistance. If we could ever break $1, probably 135-ish, it would be the next resistance line. That's just like from old spiking highs. That's just some old spiking highs. MBY is 12 million in float. EROS, you guys do have a trend line established. I'm going to switch over to a 2-minute time frame. If you guys are interested, again, there is that trend line. We put it on the 5-minute chart. I'll put it back right here. So there's your trend line. If you guys are interested on EROS, and you guys can just really copy the same exact trend line I have right on the screen. Market opens up in about 35 seconds, guys. 35 seconds. PLX is the #1 top gainer, but again, that one's really big in float, and also the 200-day moving average is rather large. MBY is definitely where we want to watch starting off. It has support back down to 77 cents. As I said, I'm not going to be touching anything right at the bell. Most likely, I'm just going to be sitting back and seeing where a little bit more of this hype and volume goes to. I want to see what pops up on the high of the day momentum scanner. Market opens up, guys, in 5 seconds. Let's get ready for a great day ahead. Let's have some fun. Happy Money Monday. Thank you for everyone who's joining us today, and let's see what we got. So right now, market is live, seeing where, again, some possible hype, some volume's going to be starting to head over towards. Right now, again, make sure you guys are in the right setup. If you guys are on TD Ameritrade, have it on day, as you guys know. ERN getting a little bit of a drop. NBY trying to move on up a little bit. Watching the high of the day momentum scanner, seeing where some volume's going to be heading towards next. So right now, NBY trying to push a little bit of mob volume over on NBY, looking for the bids to stay above 90 cents right here. So bids trying to claim 90 cents. Now it's starting to push a little bit. Again, anywhere above 95 cents, people are going to start locking in some profits. Anywhere above 95 cents, traders are going to lock in some profits, and that's just because it is getting close to $1. So NBY, again, that $1 mark's a really tough area to be able to break through. Right now, KERN starting to come back on down. Again, that's going to have to be able to get up above that 607 mark to be able to really start spiking hard. SLS big drop, that could possibly get a little bit of a pop towards it just because that it dropped pretty hard. SLS trying to move up just slightly a little bit from dropping so hard. EROS, is that holding the trend line? EROS holding the trend line very nicely still. So EROS still holding the trend. So that's going to go on the bottom level too. EROS, nice trend line play that had the collaboration with YouTube. NBY is starting to pull back. So we have MBY starting to pull back. We have EROS, which is getting awfully jumpy at this time. We're seeing, moves in both ways. I'm going to put EROS on the top right here. I'm going to put NBY on the bottom. Again, still keep my eyes on KERN. Also, KRTX just popped up, guys. The #1 press release I said this morning. Again, the stock that I was like, hey, this is the best press release, that just popped up on the breakout scanner. Right now, it doesn't seem like we have anything super consistent yet, right? It seems like, traders went to NBY for a second and then started falling off. And then traders ran over to ERO West real quick and then started, coming up back on down. Also, people try to get KERN going. Nothing there yet on KERN. I'm still just watching and waiting, see where again, a momentum goes through. We got our breakout scanner, high of the day scanner, going to be catching everything for us. We're ready. We're ready for it. Not putting myself in a position though, just to possibly lose. I'm ready to trade. I just want to see where that momentum is actually going to go to. ELTK, 4 count, a little 4. PIR was the top gainer on Friday as well. I remember that one, or Thursday, excuse me. That was trying to get, a little bit of momentum to it. CLBS just popped up. CLBS, a little low float stock as well. I believe CLBS did have some sort of news towards it. I'm just going to look over CLBS. So yeah, what do we have right here? November 18th. So we do have, okay, CLBS comes out with positive results, which is great. But again, they're talking about results on American Heart Association scientific session of 2019. Whenever again we have these like meetings, whenever we have these meetings, it usually doesn't bring in as much volume or hype towards it. Now we'll keep CLBS on watch in case it starts picking up at all. Maybe if it gets a 20 count, the mob can move into it. I mean, CLBS does have a good chart setup. Does have a good chart setup. So I'm not a huge fan of whenever they talk about having positive results, at like meetings or some American Heart Associate, like anything coming on up like that. But at the same time, I mean, that is a good chart setup. Talking about positive results, we'll keep that on the back burner. Down low, maybe a break of 315. Things could start getting a little bit more interesting. KRTX, KRTX trying to again get back up towards its pre-market highs. That one was the one with the best press release we saw today. One of the best press releases we were able to see today. EROS again. Trend line is still in play. Even if you guys are looking at this play, you still have the trend line in play on the stock. ELTK trying to move up a little bit. SES. Again, at this point, we're about 4 minutes in. All right, we're about 4 minutes into the market so far. We haven't seen anything consistently hold up, right? So that's why I'm saying let's definitely keep our eyes on those previous top gainers as well to see if there gets any sort of hype towards them because we haven't seen anything spike yet, and people may run back to previous top gainers if that's KERN, if that is ASTC, right? CAAS, right? CAAS trying to get a little bit of volume towards it. Let's really quickly just put that up on the top, see what type of volume is over on CAAS. That has a decent chart setup towards it. Decent chart setup, right? We'll see if that has any sort of volume. I just want to see, if these plays are going to run to again the previous top gainers. So no consistent spikes yet. Watch for the previous top gainers to start getting some volume. And again, those could be KERN, CAAS. You could also see again ASTC. KRTX again, mid cap play again, still moving on up just from again how great that press release is. So again, that's awesome. Right now, we are starting to see a little bit of CAAS start moving. CAAS starting to pick up a little bit. Bids aren't moving on up though. There is a little bit of a spread. CAAS is trying. I don't believe there is any news towards this one, but this is a previous top gainer of Friday. CAAS. Yeah, no sort of news I'm seeing. This is a previous top gainer of Friday, coming up towards around that $3 mark at this time. It is trying to pick on up a little bit, guys. Break of $3, you may be able to see a little bit of action. I believe the stock is a little bit larger on float at 11 million, which isn't that bad to be completely honest, obviously. Again, the only reason I'm looking over here is just because we do know what. The only reason I'm looking over here is just because we do know previous top gainers sometimes get the volume if we wake up and nothing's going on, with the normal press releases we currently see. So again, volume's still a little bit light right here on CAAS. Volume's a little bit light here. Someone just sold 10,000 shares. That's dropped it. KRTX still moving. Yeah, KRTX is still being an awesome move. KRTX still being a great mover. And again, this was the one that we were talking about best press release today. Best press release. I just know it's a little bit pricier. A little bit pricier, but at the same time, these mid caps have been pretty hot lately. Right? These mid caps have been pretty hot. So a lot of traders looking over on KERN right now. See if that's going to be able to consistently move on up. I'm still keeping my eyes over on CAAS to see if that's going to get any sort of volume. AIHS. AIHS trying to get a little bit of hype as well. Again, you guys remember this one over on AIHS. That's going to have some 120 resistance. Yeah, AIHS, that was the one that was moving. Yeah, moving in the morning. Actually, it went on a very big climb. When it went on a very big climb in pre-market. Remember Friday morning. Gonna put AIHS on my side level too. See if that could ever come up and look for that 120 break. Right now, again, KRTX, guys, is the best mover so far today. So far today's KRTX. I know that's a little bit more pricey, right? But I definitely want you guys to be aware of it. And as I said, in pre-market, this is kind of like the textbook best press release you can have, right? It's like textbook one of the best press releases you really could have. Meets primary endpoints. Look at all the italics bold. Demonstrates statistically significant clinical meaningful improvement. Met primary endpoints on phase 2. I mean, it really is kind of as good as you can get, and that's why KRTX right now has been being a beast. It's gone from $32 all the way up to $46 now. So I mean, this has been an absolute monster. So I want to see if anything else is going to get volume, especially in our smaller world right now, right? Maybe in our smaller world of penny stocks, but right here definitely a lot of volume over on KRTX currently. CLBS still trying to slowly move on up. CLBS, that's a low float play. Let me see the float on that one over on CLBS in case that maybe starts breaking like 315. It's trying to get a little bit of action behind it. But again, whenever we see like it comes out with positive results, but they're going to be talking about at like a meeting, it really does not ever get that kind of big time volume as you want. CTIB trying to go red to green. CTIB small red to green move, definitely trying. Again, that's a 1 million in float stock, so I mean it could possibly get some hype just because it's 1 million in float. Check out KERN real quick. How's that one? Again, I'm still looking at some previous top gainers. KERN not there yet. PDSB, no. EROS, that's crack. EROS, yep, that never held on up. So right now, as you guys know, I'm still sitting on my hands, but I'm just waiting for that volume. Again, PLX, that one started dropping on off. That one couldn't break through its 200-day moving average. That's kind of obvious. NBY started dropping on off. It did get above 92 cents. People started locking in their profits. Usually above 95 cents is where people start locking in. MNI. I'm still watching for maybe a little bit of that dead cat bounce play, honestly. Over on MNI. This may have a little bit of that dead cat bounce, coming on up, especially if it could ever break through like 60 cents. This did fall about $2. If MNI could ever get a little bit of heat, a little bit of volume, a little bit of activity, I mean, MNI could possibly go on a very nice run and rip. So I do like that one. What else do we have here? Anything? Come on, come on, come on. Right now, I know it's all KRTX, right? KRTX is where a lot of the momentum is, right? That's where a lot of the hype is currently over on KRTX. I mean, we'll definitely be aware of anything if anything starts, moving and ripping. I just want to make sure that we're on top of our game. MNI, AIHS giving a lot back right here. That's not able to hold on up at this time. KERN giving a lot back. CTIB. No, I'm not looking for a dip on NBY. That stock's just been falling this whole time. Doesn't have the mob, doesn't have the activity towards it. Right now, again, a lot of the volume, a lot of the volume currently is over on KRTX. If you're saying, why is EROS, why is it red? Why is the stock falling? I mean, again, part of it is what the stock did go from 211 all the way up towards around 280. People start locking in their profits, more people locking profits, more people locking profits, and negative momentum starts building. So sometimes, again, it's just people locking in profits, profits, profits until it starts falling. I mean, we did have a gap up. And as we know, a lot of gap ups do end up doing what? Start going to the red side. And why is that? Because they made their move in pre market, right? So if we look at pre market here, look what happened. EROS did go from 220 and, held this trend line and held this trend line and held this trend line and then fell off. Just because it's in pre market doesn't mean it doesn't count at all. It's still, again, it's still a spike, right? It's still a spike. It's still a move. A little sign up. If you guys go to the video library, watch these videos, type in gaps, right? Gap up, drop big, the perfect gap up percentage, and gap up crashes. So again, gap ups drop big and gap up crashes. Make sure you guys go check those out. I want to see it. What else could we get going? SLS. SLS still trying to get a little bit of momentum. I'm a little bit cautious right here, but I definitely want to make sure I'm putting myself in a good position. SLS trying to get a little bit of volume right around that 450-ish mark. CLVS has been a recent play. Yep, CLVS, that play has been, slow and steady moving for probably about the past like week and a half now. Thank you, Jehovah, for putting that one back on our watch list. I mean, Deck, like you're not touching KRTX right now. Is there anything wrong with KRTX? No, there's nothing wrong with KRTX. As I said, KRTX is the best press release this morning, right? It's just, KRTX has gone on a huge rip already, huge run already, and it is pretty pricey, right? But it is being a beast right now, right? It's being a beast at this moment. Still looking right here. ADXS. Let me get some of that. CLBS still trying to creep its way on up. CLBS, Yahoo says that it doesn't even have a float. It says not available. CTIB, 1 million in float. Trying to get a little bit of action over on CTIB right here. That is its first high of the day. Does have about a 10-cent spread. CTIB again, just with that 1 million in float. I mean, who knows? Sometimes things get crazy, right? Sometimes things get crazy with those 1 million in floats. SPLK, SPLK trying to make a little bit of that bounce play over. Right now, it's still KRTX's party. Right now, it's still KRTX's party. That's kind of where the mob is at right now. Like KRTX, that's where a lot of the attention's at. I know we're looking for a penny stock play at this moment, but right now it's still KRTX. I mean, KRTX is being an awesome mid cap play. Awesome mid cap play over on this one. And I just want to make sure you guys understand that press release on that, why it's so good. I mean, it matches so many good keywords, right? So many good keywords there. CTIB trying to build a little bit. Again, this may just try to build a little bit just because it's a low float play, which isn't anything bad. It's just a little bit, little bit scary to kind of hop in sometimes. Like right now, CTIB, as you guys can see, still trying to move, still trying to get that hype towards it, and that's just because it's a low float play. So I'll put CTIB on this bottom level too, in case that starts getting any sort of momentum towards it. Right now, again, we do have some bids at 110 trying to hold this stock on up. It does have about a 4-cent spread right now, trying to consistently be able to climb and move its way on up. Volume's still a little bit lighter. Also, a little sign out CAAS, guys, still trying to move on through. A possible break of that $3 mark could bring in some great hype. KRTX right now, guys, this one is still going. right? KRTX $50 is the next resistance line, right? So, KRTX right now, $50, pretty strong resistance that we're seeing at this time. We're going to see if CTIB again, bids drop back down to 96 cents. I would maybe keep CAAS for that $3 break. CAAS to see if that could possibly U-shape and break $3. That was a top gainer on Friday where the stock went from $2 all the way up to 290, and then the break of $3, we could possibly get volume towards it again. So I'm looking at CAAS for that possibility of the break of $3 because again, a lot of the volume right now is over on KRTX, right? So, a lot of the volume right now is over on KRTX, but that doesn't mean we're not going to see any sort of volume over on penny stocks, right? We're still looking for those penny stock ripping and running. But right now, again, KRTX is definitely where everyone is currently at. PLX, no, and MTNB trying to get a little bit of volume, 148 million in float. Right here. MNI. Nothing on MNI yet. Nothing on MNI. Tried for a moment. Still KRTX. Still KRTX party, guys. Now it's at $50. I mean, it may be, again, I know some of you guys may not like it because I'm trying to find plays that are within your account size. That's what I'm just trying to do. I'm not trying to ignore KRTX. I'm just, we're all fully aware of KRTX if you want to play it. I'm just trying to find something for, the little guys that maybe can't afford this play, which, I definitely get, right? Just trying to cater to you. But yeah, this one's definitely a great rip, definitely a great run. Right now, KRTX still going. This stock probably will get halted. This may be one of those plays, guys, that it could possibly go all the way up to like $100. But I would not be surprised if maybe KRTX turns into one of those plays that just kind of turns all the way up towards $100 or so. I mean, the thing is, you are going to need a pretty solid account size to be able to play the stock. I mean, if you can afford 100 shares on this play, that's not too bad. But again, you're still going to need about a $5,000, account, to be able to afford at least 100 shares. And that means every time it moves a dollar, right, you'll make $100. So every time it moves a dollar, you'll make $100. So if KRTX goes from $55 to $60, you'll make $500. That'll be good. But I mean, it's always scary trading when you're trading with 100 shares and you're trying to see dollar rips. I mean, dollar rips aren't an easy thing, right? I know KRTX so far has gone pretty crazy. It's gone from $30 all the way up to $55. So yeah, I mean, there could have been a good amount, about $2,000 just off 100 shares. But how much more can this thing have? I mean, a lot of times when I say that, stocks shove it in my face and run another $50. But we'll see, right? It's just a lot of action is currently here. Yeah, if this thing does start going crazy, even more crazy, I would not be surprised if it gets halted. Penny stock world though, there isn't anything yet, right? So penny stock world, we're not missing anything, and that's I was trying to find as many places I can for you guys in the penny stock world. PLX falling, NBY falling, CTIB just trying to hold on up again. That's the pump play, 1 million in float. MTNB, 148 million in float. Very low on volume, not going to be easy. MNI, if this breaks through 60 cents, keep it on watch. But then other than that, guys, there's not really too much. ADXS is slowly trying to move on up. I see you guys looking over there as well. So again, we haven't missed anything in the penny stock world. It's just right now everyone's just solely focused over on KRTX. Everyone's just solely focused on KRTX right now. So imagine again, if there's 100 people only in the stock market and everyone sees KRTX is moving, where do you think 90 people out of 100 are? They're over on KRTX at this time. So 90 people out of 100 are on KRTX. That's why we're not seeing other plays move, because other stocks aren't going to take on off when, what's happening, when, there is a big breakout currently going on. And, the 10 people that are kind of not focused on KRTX isn't enough for another spike to, really rip and run because volume isn't there. And there's the Holt, I believe. There's the Holt on KRTX. All right, so there's the Holt on KRTX. As this one didn't pop up on the Holt scanner yet. I think it might be just because it's above the Holt scanner's price. That's all. But I believe this one is Holted at this time. Sometimes, again, you guys do get those little fake out breakout Holts. But right now, it does seem to be Holted. Let's see. Let's see. This should get unholted at 958. 958. And as I said, guys, like this one could be one of those plays that I would honestly not be shocked or surprised if this one runs up to like $70 plus. So we will see. I just want to type this out. KRTX Holted. This is the best play today. Penny stock action is low due to lack of press releases, lack of hot PRs, and all eyes and volume went to KRTX. So again, KRTX is halted. This is the best play today. Penny stock action is low due to the lack of hot PRs, and all eyes and volume went to the KRTX. So, right now, that is kind of where we're at. That's kind of what we're looking at. And hey, I may hop in on 100 shares. It's not too tough for this play to get a dollar move. It's just buying at the very top is always a little bit more scary, right? Buying at the top is always a little bit more scary. Q4 Prez, little heads up for you, buddy. You're over in alerts chat. Just a little want to give you that heads up. So yeah, so right now, guys, not as much going on with the penny stocks, right? So we do kind of have to focus on where all the other hype is, right? So you have to focus on where all the where the hype is. You do have to focus on where the main momentum is. I was hoping maybe again we could squeeze out a little bit of a penny stock play, but that doesn't seem like that's going to be the case right now. We kind of have to play where everyone else is playing. Right, we need to play where everyone else is looking at. We need to play on the stocks that everyone else is focused on. That's where we're going to be able to make the most money. I was looking to see if maybe a penny stock would, rip for us, maybe run for us. But, it's really just everyone saying KRTX is too good to pass up on. Kenny, not a bad day. $533 in profit. There you go, team. I haven't checked over on Profits Chat yet. What do we got over in Profits Chat so far? We got 2K on 500 shares. Jay Sniggle, $2,000. Shane, good job, boss. 511 bucks. Paper trading. Stock Sniper in at 52 out of 57. Wilhelm, $627 right there. King Trades, 125. Mr. BJam, 186. One Mr. Co, 15% on PLX. Make sure you guys keep throwing those profits over in Profits Chat. Great job overall. So again, great job overall. KRTX, nice big move so far. And again, that really is just kind of stealing all the mob, all the attention, all the hype from the penny stock world because it's such a big beast. So, I mean, it's understandable. It's understandable. Imagine you wake up and, there's a stock ripping, $30 or there's nothing going on, on your, in your world. Where are people going to go? They're going to go to the stock that's ripping $30, right? So this is going to get unhalted at 9:58. So we should be getting unhalted on KRTX pretty soon. Now, I do want to add, let's add the VWAP on this play. Again, the VWAP's all the way back down to $42. Now, that's most likely not going to hit, right? That $42 mark. Last consolidation area was $45. Right now, we are back. We are open. It doesn't seem like it had a gap up or gap down. It's kind of just chilling around the same exact area right now. Let me see. I might try to grab, 600 shares out of this play or so. If this thing does have a little bit of a pullback, maybe look for a little bit of a bounce play. Let's see if I can be able to get a bounce on this thing. Maybe I could get a possible bounce if it starts falling. Last thing I want to do is kind of get held up if this thing drops on me, though. I'll even drag this over right here. KRTX. I'm putting this on the bottom so you guys can follow along if you guys would like to. Let's see, 700 shares should be pretty good right there. Just want to look over a few different things really quickly. Oh no, I can't get 700 shares. Wrong account. This is a small account. I'm only going to probably be able to get like 200 shares on this one. But still, hey, that's money. Yeah, see, the thing is you're going to have to definitely stay on a smaller size, right? Definitely stay on some smaller size here. I'd probably be more around this like 125-ish area for smaller accounts. No, again, right now KRTX, I'm not even in on KRTX, 500,000. So am I chasing it? Not at all. And if anything, I'm waiting for a pullback. So I'm not buying at the top at $58. Right now, I'm waiting for a pullback, maybe below $50 or at the $50 mark. So again, chasing's buying at the top. I'm again sitting back and waiting for it to fall on down, and then I'm buying at the lows. So far, it's had a nice move, nice rip so far. See if it's going to be able to hold on up. Look for a nice little entry, possibly coming up soon. Does have, again, some bounce areas right around like 51, I'm thinking. Maybe back down towards this $51 area. Right now, start of a little bounce around the $53 mark. Again, you would want to limit order in. Limit ordering in is much smarter on a play like this. This stock has almost $1 spread. Market ordering on this play is a very bad idea. If you market order in on this play, you're going to be getting filled about $1 higher than the current price after one person sells. So again, you always want to limit order on a stock with a 50-cent spread. So I would not market order on a play like this. Right here, stock is trying to consolidate. A little bit of a bull flag pattern, right? Little bit of a bull flag pattern happening. Let's see if this is going to be able to continue to hold on up. Support, I'm thinking, is probably right around that $50 range. Probably right around that $50 mark, most likely. Stock's trying to set up a little bit of a bull flag pattern for its next leg on up. Again, there's kind of two main support lines I'm thinking. Well, okay, here I'm going to draw them all out, and you guys can kind of decide what you guys are liking. Okay, so we have our last bounce. Our last bounce happened right around 52.50-ish, okay? So our last bounce happened right around this 52.50-ish mark. Now, we can put that in, a light, as that's, kind of light support. It's our first line of support, right? Then we're going to have 50, the $50 mark, right? The $50 mark, this is a pretty solid support line, right? It's going to be giving a lot back, at the $50 mark. And again, $50, that nice natural resistance line. Well, again, and the lowest area would be the last area of consolidation. And the last area of consolidation right here was all the way back down to $45. So I mean, obviously, if it goes back down that low, that's pretty far. Um, but those are kind of your three main lines of support. You have the last area bounce at 52.50, then you have again at $50, and the last area of consolidation, which is all the way down towards around $45. These are kind of your three lines of support that currently are at. Right now, it is losing a little bit of volume, so I wouldn't be surprised if the stock does start dropping on off. Stock trying to again set itself up in this bull flag pattern. Right now, KRTX, I'm going to watch for a little bit of a drop because right here, you guys can see, I'm going to move this out of the way for a moment. You can see again, volume's getting a little bit lighter. Volume's definitely getting a little bit lighter. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of a drop, as you guys can see again. Whenever we get lighter volume, people do start getting a little bit more nervous. So when we do start getting lighter volume, people do start getting a little bit nervous. Offshore trader, I'm feeling like I need to protect my profits 100%. That's so great that you have that instinct, right? That you're saying to yourself, hey, you know what? I'm up. I don't want to be jumping in on something that may just fall on me. I want to protect my profits. Awesome. Right now, again, still keeping KRTX on watch. It's trying to hold on up right around that $53 mark. And again, I know a lot of you guys are probably only buying about 100 shares on this play. So you kind of need to time it really nicely to be able to get like a nice, $4 bounce, $5 bounce. It could be a couple, $100. Right now, it's still consolidating, still on top of that light blue line, still consolidating, holding above that light blue line. Half a million, is that what you mean when you say curling? Uh, it would curling usually means kind of like building higher lows. Usually I would say arching. Like if a stock is spiking on up and then starts arching on down, that's usually arching right there. When I say curling, it usually means it spikes on up and starts curling its way back on up like that. So this would be like more of like an arch, right? And this would be more of like a curl. Right now, CASS, previous top gainer, Penny Stock World, guys. Penny Stock World, CASS, or CAAS, excuse me. This is trying to get a little $3 break. A little bit of a $3 break over on CAAS. Snap trying to get a little bit of hype. Little bit of volume over on Snap. Right now, again, still the number one play, still KRTX. That's still where a lot of this momentum's at. This is where a lot of people are still focused on. I'm just kind of looking around. I'm looking at a few different websites, seeing if anything else is going off right here. KRTX, we have our support lines that we're watching. Right now, stock's trying to hold on up right at that top mark, looking for that U-shape pattern. See if that stock could U-shape, get a little bit of volume. Also, a little sign, okay, RTX, the VWAP is right back down towards around $45. So then the VWAP is right around that $45 mark. VWAP's right along that $45 mark, seeing if that's going to be able to stay consistent. ELTK, no. So again, KRTX, tough bounce play so far. You might say, Deck, is this the bounce I want? I mean, if 50, this like $53 range is holding up at this moment. Do get a little nervous to that possible crack though. But that $53 mark is still holding on up. Notice again, I kind of just color coded it to make it simple for you guys. It goes kind of light support, medium support, strong support. As it gets darker, the stronger it is. That is a pretty nice bull flag pattern. As you guys know, bull flag patterns, nice big pole right here, nice big pole, and then the flag setup, right? So that usually leads to the stock being squeezed. Now, when a stock gets squeezed, it could pop in either direction. So, if KRTX starts dumping on off, again, this could get a little bit ugly. We do have a lot of orders starting to go through right here, as I feel like this is trying to squeeze itself right at this moment. Good job, T-Horn. Quick $160. Make sure you throw that over in profits chat. Awesome work. And congrats to all the traders who profited today. Great job overall. Right now, there's again. Look at that bull flag pattern. Look at that bull flag pattern just pop right there. So look at that bull flag pattern, guys. It just went from $53 right up towards 59. So look at that. So does everyone see those bull flag patterns? Understand how those bull flag patterns work? Right? How the stock was squeezing itself, and then boop, got that nice pop, got that nice rip right there, just because of the squeeze. Right? So just because of that squeeze, we were able to see that nice pop. Now it's still not able to break through just yet. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so you guys can watch it. But notice that flag. That was awesome. That was pretty awesome to see. I'm gonna get rid of some of these support lines right here. I'm gonna get rid of some of these support lines. But that was awesome to see. Look at this pop. Look at this rip just because of that bull flag pattern. I know you guys have seen a million examples of bull flag patterns, but a million and one wouldn't hurt. So whenever you guys see these nice rips and nice runs, always look to see if there's any sort of credibility behind it. Be like, hey, why did that happen? You usually get the spike, flag pattern forms, nice big rip, nice big run, right? You usually get the spike, flag pattern, nice big rip, nice big run, right? You get the spike right here, right? You get the spike, flag, nice big rip, nice big run. So again, right now, that kind of just kicked off, for its potential next round, right? Just kicked off right here for its, next round where the stock could, consistently move on up a little bit, right? Just hit that $60 mark. So, it's tough to pull the trigger here. It is. It's tough to pull the trigger here because you don't know how much higher this thing's gonna go. But right now, the bull flag pattern worked perfectly. Got a nice big rip. Got a nice big run. If you guys are saying, Deck, I need to work on bull flags, I didn't see that one. As you guys know, go to the video library, type in the word bull. It says how to trade a bull flag pattern, best bullish indicators, and bull flag pattern. Make sure you guys go watch them all, right? Make sure you guys go check these out. These are very important if you just type in the word bull, right? So right now, bull is still, great. So again, that was an awesome bull flag pattern right there. So again, good job so far. KRTX still moving on up. Now again, it's as I said, it's tough not to know, right? It's tough to know how much higher this thing has left. You can't really look at past chart history pattern. And why can't you look at past chart history pattern? Because KRTX doesn't go up this high, right? You can't really say, you can't really base it on anything other than just momentum. That's the only thing you can base it on. Momentum. Is momentum going to stay in this play to consistently move it on up? Is momentum going to stay in the stock to keep on going to 60 to 70 to 80 to 90, right? It's tough again if you're kicking yourself because you're like, oh, I didn't pull the trigger on KRTX when I could have. Again, it's a great spike, it's a great rip, it's a great run, but it's not easy to know how high it's going to go because it's all momentum based at this point because KRTX doesn't have any previous resistance. It just has, as long as traders are trading it, as long as people are buying it, as long as people are going to keep, pushing the stock on up, it's just going to keep on going. The moment that more traders start selling than buying, that's when it comes back on down. But as of now, it is still just all profit. Nope. Again, I see AA614. Again, this would be a bull flag pattern because we have a nice pole right here, and then we have the bull flag right at the top. So a descending triangle pattern that happens on the daily chart, and that's usually after a big time breakout. So again, bull flag pattern, nice big spike right here. Bull flag pattern setup, and again, nice big rip and run. So again, KRTX. Let's see how high this thing is going to be able to go. Good job, AK-47. Quick 300 bucks. Profit's still coming on in. I love it. Good job, guys. KRTX. Diabetic Dave. Fun day of paper trading. Again, $9,000. So again, good job. Even though one day that's gonna be some real money. I know it. Crazy like 279. Jay Ireland 534. Darren 2K 1,243. One Mr. Co 256 bucks. Offshore trader $1,000. Jay Sniggle $2,000. Good job, guys, over in profits chat. Just wanted to read off some new profits for there. Yeah, and good job, everyone in chat. Iggy Rapid, great job overall. Keep up the great work and keep on killing it. Right now, KRTX still again consistently moving on up. And again, as we talked about, not an easy one to pull the trigger. It just keeps on going though. It's one of those plays that you kind of look at and stare at a lot of times because you don't want to be buying in at the top because it's like what does it feel like? It's like I know I'm chasing it and I know the moment I buy in is the moment it starts turning, right? How many people have ever felt that before? Where it's like, hey, I know I'm chasing, but it keeps going, so I'll buy in. Oh, I bought in, and now it's turning on me, right? So, I can't buy at these highs because then I kind of just look bad because that kind of goes against everything I teach, right? What do I teach? Be disciplined. Don't be emotional. Don't, be dumb about trading. There's going to be a million plays, right? That's what I teach a lot of times because I want you guys to be smart and disciplined traders for the long haul, right? I don't want to sit here and say that, preach that to you guys, and say, "Yeah, how good KRTX? We're going up to $200, and if we don't, I'll be shocked." Right? So I definitely want to be smart behind this play. It's definitely one that's been awesome. I don't want to buy at the top, but again, definitely dip buy opportunities are definitely great. KRTX so far has been an awesome play, and I'm super happy for every single person who has, of course, jumped in on it. But here's a little bit of a pullback. Here's a little bit of a pullback so far. Main support is right where that bull flag pattern was before.